Hey, what's up? My name is Dave, and as you know, I interpret everything. Today, I'm going to be interpreting Harold and the Purple Crayon, the first feature-length film adaptation of the popular children's book series by the same name that first came out in 1955, just shy of 70 years ago, which means at this point, if you have not at the very least heard of the story, let alone read any of it, then you have officially been living under a rock. Anyway, in this film, Harold is a full-grown adult male still living in his purple-filled world when his maker, known solely as Old Man, disappears without a trace. So Harold draws an exit door into the real world where he continues to search for this old man and uses his magic purple crayon in the process. So, like anybody else, I also grew up reading about Harold's crazy adventures. I can't exactly say it was my favorite universe of stories growing up, but I vaguely remember looking forward to whatever Harold would dream up next. With a crayon like his, the world was, or at least literally could be, his oyster. And thankfully, that very broad concept is very much alive in this film as well, wrapped up in the family-friendly message on the power of imagination. While there's an overall story found throughout the film, you can tell that the importance of the story wasn't very strong on purpose in order for the film to expand more so on its own creative endeavor, showcasing what this purple crayon could do, especially in the real world. And what better actor to play an adult version of Harold, still acting of course like a child, more or less, than the best current man-child actor out there, Zachary Levi. From the nerd herd escaping the Bymore with the intersect as Chuck Bartowski, to a literal man-child superhero called Shazam, and now to Harold with his purple crayon. You know, I will admit, he fits this character like a glove, and being right next to Zooey Deschanel only makes more sense, reminding you of the days of Elf alongside yet another man-child actor. You get the picture. I think as a basic kids film, the movie is pretty good. The message is pretty good. The comedy is surprisingly strong for both kids and their accompanying parents. The kids will enjoy the slapstick over-the-top jokes, while the parents will probably appreciate the innuendo jokes, which were kind of all over the place in this movie, primarily every word coming out of Library Gary. I think that the film would work pretty well as a 3D film as well, especially some of the things that Harold ends up drawing in the real world in 3 dimensions. I'm not entirely sure if the movie was something that came out in 3D, but if that's not the case, then that's definitely a massive misstep in judgment. Narratively, however, I felt as if the film ended up feeling slightly weak. The actual adventure storyline of trying to find this old man, as well as throwing in a villain to have a villain, seemed forced and unnecessary. If Harold was on a journey to find out more about himself and why he was created as a book character like another Harold, Harold Crick in Stranger Than Fiction, I think that would have probably played out pretty nicely and would have provided another message or two that an audience could take away. Instead, what I felt while watching the film, at least narratively, was that they just didn't care what happened in between point A and point B. As long as they told their jokes and conveyed their message, that's all that they cared about. That's why a year or so from now, I'm pretty sure I'll have a difficult time telling you what the movie was actually about, other than Harold and a purple crayon existing in the real world, and him just in general using his magic-wielding crayon in the real world. That's it. Depending on who you are, you might think that's fine, or you might hate it. Once again, as a kids film, I think that it's perfectly serviceable. I had a great time watching it with my family. In general, I laughed quite a bit at some of the moments throughout the film, because there's always some solid moments watching a man-child make himself look like an idiot. I don't care what you say. But at the end of the day, I'm going to be giving this a B-. It has some issues if you look at it like this big cinematic quest, but as a kids movie with a specific target audience, it's perfectly fine, and it's cute, and it's even funny in places, so you can't really fault it. But what about you guys? What are your thoughts on Harold and the Purple Crayon? Did you grow up reading these stories as well? Do you think that they portrayed Harold appropriately? Let me know in the comment section down below, and As for YouTube, you guys know what to do. Hit the like, subscribe button, and bell to be notified when I come out with my next review, whenever and whatever that may be. And until then, peace out.
Thanks for watching my review. You see, I'm Dave interpreting it all, and that's just me. If you liked what you heard, hit like and subscribe. Come back for more. Catch the next vibe.